Hi YouTube, my name is Carrie. This is my first video vlog. I'm getting ready to have gastric bypass, and I wanted to video my journey and from the beginning and see kind of what I look like from the very beginning, to look back one day when I'm a lot smaller than I am right now and realize how far I've come and how happy I will be, because right now I'm really nervous. I spend a lot of time on here looking at other people's videos, and they're very encouraging, and I feel like there are so many days when I'm so happy and I can't wait, and then there are so many days when I think, is this really the right decision? That I'm doubting myself. I think one thing I'm quite worried about that I've heard that it can ruin your marriage. And my husband and I have been married 24 years, and we've had our rocky times, we've had good times and bad times, and I don't want my marriage to end. I'm hoping that this will improve my marriage, that this will make me more active and pleasant to be around, because I'm not always pleasant. I'm miserable being this size, and I've been miserable for a while. I had back surgery about 4 years ago, and since then have put on about 80 pounds and have been miserable since then, not only with the weight, but with the pain. The pain has been terrible, and I know that the weight does not help with the pain. So I'm looking forward to that. I know that my doctors have told me that having the gastric bypass or even the sleeve will help with the pain. It'll take some of the pain away. And so I'm really hoping that it will do that. So and losing the weight, becoming more active, and I'm only 42. My husband, I will be 42 in October, and my husband's 42, so we're still quite young. We have 2 daughters, and they are grown. So my oldest daughter is 23, and our baby is 20. I know she's not a baby, but she's our baby. So we are not empty nesters. Our 20-year-old lives with us with her fiance, and so, but they kind of have their own life, and we have our own life, and so I'm wanting to kind of go back and start over again with my husband and be able to do the things we did when we were young. When we got married, we were really young, and I was pregnant, and so being a young couple and being pregnant, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of resources, and so now with us being older, I would like to be able to travel and go ride bikes and go for walks and do things like that. My husband's very active, so I would like to be able to do all that and keep up with him at the same time, not be huffing and puffing behind or not wanting to go anywhere because I'm too fat too and have to worry about if I'm going to fit and everything like a bike. So this is like I said, my first video, and so I'm going to do one probably a couple times a week. So if you have any advice for me, I would love to hear it. If you have anything negative, I know this may sound not very nice, but I really don't want to hear it right now. I have already got it set in my mind that I'm having the surgery. I have gone through a lot of steps already to have the surgery. I went to a seminar class. I'm having my surgery with Dr. Egan. I live in St. Louis, and so he is the surgeon that will be doing my surgery, and he is at Wash U, which is downtown St. Louis. And so I met him at a seminar with a lot of other people. There was probably 100 to 150 people in the room at the time at the seminar, and I could not believe there was that many people that wanted to have the same surgery as I did, or wanted to have weight loss surgery. Excuse me. So I was quite surprised at that. And after that process, they gave me a list of things that I had to do before I could even see Dr. Egan, which was to do the seminar. That was the first step, which I did. The next thing was you have to see a dietitian, which I've done, and found out a lot of information from the dietitian. If you are getting ready to have surgery, or you're thinking about having surgery, I hope that your doctor encourages you to see a dietitian. I had no clue of what I was going to be eating and going through in such small amounts. And even when my stomach's stretched to its fullest, it's still a very small amount. She gave us, me and my husband both went, and gave us a lot of pointers, a lot of tips of things that we can do. Gave us the different protein drinks, even gave me a sample of a protein powder, and she was great. So she gave me a list of proteins, how much I should have, and how much the protein would be at the end. Which what I mean is like how many bites, how many tablespoons, and then after the tablespoons, how many protein that would be. Like, 4 tablespoons would be 6 grams of protein. And gave me a sheet with all that on there, which I thought was really, really nice because I can look at that later on. So after I seen her, I seen a physical therapist, which was hard. I had no clue going in that they were going to make me do all the things that they did. I knew they were going to make me do some physical things just because they told me to wear comfortable clothes and comfortable shoes. So I knew something was up. Sorry. I got a tickle in my throat. And when I got there, I was overwhelmed by the things that she made me do. And I thought to myself, I don't know how other people are going to be able to do this that are bigger than me, because I struggle with a lot of the things that she made me do. I was very surprised at some of the things she made me do. She did, however, tell me that she was nothing to worry about. I did fine. She gave me some exercises to do to kind of build my strength up before my surgery, and then some exercises I can do after my surgery to build myself back up. So I thought that was really, really nice. After I seen her, I did the dietitian, her, and then who else did I see, honey? Do you remember? The dietitian, the physical therapist. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, the psychiatrist. I had to do a psych test, which I've heard that a lot of people have to do that. That part didn't seem hard to me. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but the psychiatrist or a therapist that I seen was really, really nice. And then I took like a test afterwards, which was like about 200 questions. And most of the questions seemed like they were beyond nuts to me. Like, if you fail that test, then you really don't need to have surgery. A lot of it's common sense. So after doing those 3 things, and then I had to go to a support group meeting. I take that back. It was like an informational meeting. They had a panel of people on there that have already had this surgery, and they they had about 4 people up there, and they were supposed to have people that had had the gastric bypass and the sleeve. And the person that had the sleeve did not show up. It was really rainy that night. We had bad thunderstorms here, and so I forgot why. I don't know if that was why or the lady was sick or something. But anyway, they had 4 people there that had had the gastric bypass. So I was happy about that because that's what I particularly want to have. So, I thought that it was not very organized. I hope nobody that was there is watching this, especially the coordinator. I thought that there was maybe 40 or 50 people there. I'm not really sure. I didn't take like a head count. And then there was 4 people that would like answer your questions. And then they had like a coordinator lady. But it seemed like a lot of chaos, a lot of people talking over each other. It didn't seem that way at the beginning. Each person kind of introduced themselves and what they had, how old they were, like how much they were at the beginning, how much they weigh now, that kind of stuff, a little bit about themselves. And then you got to go around the room and ask questions, which you would think an hour is a long time, but it's really not. So that went by really, really fast. So anyway, then I got to call. Oh, and I also had to have a release from my primary saying that I was okay, not sick, and I could have the surgery, a release form. So I got all that done, and I called the doctor's office, the surgeon's office, to schedule my appointment, which I was so excited. I couldn't wait. I thought, okay, it's going to be like in a couple weeks, maybe a month. And then when I called the office, they made me tell who I was and my birthday and all that kind of stuff. And she said his next available appointment was September 21st. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was so aggravated. I was stunned. I could not believe that it was going to be that long. And my husband was in the background, and he's like, the 21st of August? I'm like, no, September. And so he could not believe also how long the wait was. So I'm a little aggravated at that because they made me go through all that other stuff before I could make my appointment to see him. And I felt like, all that took a month, a little over a month, maybe 5 weeks to do all that, because they only have those discussion groups once a month. At the end of the month, it's like the last Tuesday of the month. So I feel like I could have already made my appointment and done all of that, and then I wouldn't have to wait as long to see him. And I guess maybe some people don't follow up or follow through and do all that, and then they come and they're not prepared. But I was a little aggravated with that. So I'm a little discouraged that I still have to wait 2 months until my surgery, or until I get to see him to schedule my surgery. So they told the nurse practitioner that I did see at the very beginning, said that she checked me all out and said I was fine and that I could go on to schedule everything. But she said usually after you see him, it's usually 2 to 3 weeks after that you get to have the surgery. So, I mean, I'm talking like October, probably the first week of October until I have my surgery, which seems like so long from now. So, I'm really going to try to already start getting into the habit of eating really good and eating healthy, and trying to cut the sugars out. The reason I'm getting the gastric bypass, I chose that is because they said that the dumping syndrome that you get is a lot worse with the gastric bypass if you eat sugar. And I am a sugar fanatic. I love cake, I love cookies, I love ice cream. So I'm hoping that this will be an additional tool for me, that I can use that. So that's why I chose the gastric bypass itself. So anyway, I guess that's it for right now. I'm going to get off, and then I'll do another quick video in a couple days and give another update and let you know what's going on in my life again. So until then, I will talk to you later. Bye!